Hi, this is Ty Howard, CEO and Editor-in-Chief of the online magazine, Motivation, where you get everything motivation. This week's weekly motivation booster is, there is brilliance in your resilience. Repeat after me. I was born with bounce back ability. Let's do it again. I was born with bounce back ability. There's brilliance in your resilience. A better you begins on the inside and works its way out. Oliver Wendell Holmes said this: once the mind expands to the dimensions of a larger idea, it never returns to its original size. There's brilliance in your resilience. But there are folks today who have disconnected from that reality. And that's often because they fall in one of three areas. The first area is a trouble, a struggle or a pain hit them, and they decided to throw in the towel. The second area, everything in life is going smooth, nothing is broken, but they have disconnected from the philosophy or the commitment of improving themselves, of making their best better. And then the third area is they're going along their life's journey, their life's path, and some new learning hits them, some new uncertainty hits them that forces them to stretch. And they decide to adopt a defeatist attitude, or they decide to quit. But I'm here to remind you that there's brilliance in your resilience and that you were born with bounce back ability. A better you begins on the inside and works its way out. And let me talk about that first area. Some pain or some trouble hits you and you decide to throw in the towel. A friend of mine, Kevin, he's a U.S. Army soldier, and he went to Afghanistan to fight in the war. And he lost half of his right leg. And he decided when he came home that he was going to throw in the towel. What good am I, Ty, if I only have half a right leg? But I had to remind him that there's brilliance in your resilience, Kevin. Don't you quit. Don't you give up. And he went down to the VA hospital here in Baltimore, and they gave him a prosthetic leg. And now Kevin plays basketball. He swims, and he's out on the track, at least 2 or 3 times a week, jogging, trying to run sprints, trying to make his best better, because he now has embraced the concept that there's brilliance in your resilience, and a better you begins on the inside and works its way out. And that each and every one of us are born with bounce back ability. So where have you recently encountered pain, trouble, or some type of setback that you can now say to yourself, I'm going to bounce back. I'm going to give it my all, because there's brilliance in your resilience. And Les Brown says this: if you get knocked down in life, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. There's brilliance in your resilience. A better you begins on the inside and works its way out. And then the second area, everything's going great. Everything's going smooth. And then all of a sudden, you realize that you haven't stayed committed to making your best better, to improving yourself. And I share with each and every audience I speak to, good, better, best, never let it rest until your good gets better and your better gets best. The largest room in the world is a room for improvement, and that includes you. You too can improve. A friend of mine, Stacy, she went back to college, and she hadn't been in school in over 15 years, and she got there. And she saw all these young people around her in the classroom. She's now in her late 40s, and she started to get intimidated by that. because her life was going smooth. She had a good job. She had a home. She owned her own car. Everything was easy. Nothing appeared broken, but she decided that she needed to improve herself. And when she got there, she felt that she was knocked back. But see, Stacy, you're born with bounce back ability. You can still go to school. You can know that and understand you're not competing against those other young people. You're competing against yourself. You're making your best better. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good gets better and your better gets best. You were born with bounce back ability. A better you begins on the inside, and it brings itself and it works its way out. There's brilliance in your resilience. So what have you, ladies and gentlemen, have been going smooth and easy on, and you decided to bring some type of change in your life? Don't quit. Don't feel intimidated. Bounce back. You were born with bounce back ability. And then the third area, you're going along in life and everything seems to be going great. And then on the middle of your path, you are encountered with having to learn something new, having to stretch yourself, and having to deal with some uncertainty on whether or not you're going to embrace it or hide from it or run in the other direction. You were born with bounce back ability. There's brilliance in your resilience. I purchased for my mother recently a new cell phone, a smartphone. And my mother has not had a cell phone up until this point. Yes, year 2014. And I encouraged her. I said, Mom, just pick it up and try to teach yourself 2 or 3 things each day. And at first she rejected it. No, this isn't for me. Technology, this type of technology isn't for me. It's for you young people. And I said, no, Mom, don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Know that there's brilliance in your resilience. I've been inspired by you, Mom, my entire life, watching you struggle to keep us clothed, struggle to keep us fed, struggle to work 2 and 3 jobs to show me the epitome of what resilience is all about. I learned from you that a better you begins on the inside and works its way out. I learned from you, Mom, that I too was born with bounce back ability. So I watch my mother when I go over to her house now, and she picks up her cell phone and she shows me those things that she's learned. And I'm inspired by that. And I can see, even though that she may have a few intimidation factors going on because of the new technology, she uses that same resilience that inspired me and my other siblings and her grandchildren to get herself through learning what this smartphone thing is all about. So what new learning are you now encountering? Don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Know that a better you starts on the inside and works its way out. And know that you too were born with bounce back ability. And Oliver Wendell Holmes also said this: we don't quit playing because we grow old. We grow old because we quit playing. Don't you dare quit playing this game of life. Don't you dare throw in the towel and say that you no longer embrace the concept of brilliance in your resilience. Don't you dare stop making your best better because everything feels easy, smooth, and nothing feels broken. There's always more that you can learn. There's always more where you can grow, where you can stretch. And then don't you dare feel that because of uncertainty or a new learning experience has hit you and encountered you, that you feel that you have to adopt a defeatist attitude or even quit, because there's brilliance in your resilience. A better you begins on the inside and works its way out. And you were born with bounce back ability. Repeat one more time with me. I was born with bounce back ability. There's brilliance in your resilience. Thank you for stopping by motivationmagazine.com. Stay green and growing. See you next week.